Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the boxing world. This is Derek Poppy Rolon at Strictly Boxing. And I'm glad to welcome you back to the show, man. I've got a nice show for you today, man. Something that a lot of people talks about in boxing, and I want to get your input on it, man. And we're gonna have a discussion today, man. Before we get started, man, can you please, man, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, can you please subscribe to the channel? Subscribe to Strictly Boxing with Derek Poppy Rolon. And if you like the video we talking about, man, I appreciate you hitting the thumbs up. More important than anything, though, man, this conversation I'm going to talk about, man, I hope you all guys got input, man. Let's see what you got to say, man. It's a debatable topic, and it's all about coaches. We're talking about boxing coaches. The question is, do you think to train a fighter, to train a boxer, you have to have been in the boxing ring before at some point? That's a good question. The question has been going around for years. We always wondered, different trainers, have you ever fought before? Do you know what it's like to get punched in the face before? You know, now how I got onto this topic, man, me and one of my fighters was in the park yesterday, and after we was running, we started walking and having a conversation. And he came up with a topic, and he said something about coaches always trying to say that they better than this, and coaches are listening to them. He said, and it all looks good, it sounds great, till you get punched to the face. He said that the coaches be saying certain things and do this and do that, a lot of YouTube stuff. He said, but man, none of that don't mean nothing once you get punched in the face. Man, so it's a whole different ball game. And that is true. That is true. So I came up with this, man, having that little discussion with him, man. And I just wanted to see what the world thought, man. Do you think that a boxing coach, to be training a fighter, teaching a fighter, working the corner, that you have to have been in the ring before? Or could you be the student of the sport? Could you be around a coach? Could you learn from other coaches? Could you watch a coach and learn from what the coach says? And then you could duplicate how to teach and duplicate what to say. Or is it necessary to feel the punch? That is the question. That's the question I want to discuss, man. What do you think, man? Do you think you could learn to be a boxing coach? You know, can you be at the top of your game, have top fighters, and you never ever threw a punch, never ever got hit, but you're training and teaching world-class fighters? Something to think about, you know. So I looked it up. Currently, you know, there's no basketball coaches that never played basketball. There's no baseball coaches that never played baseball. And there's zero football coaches that never played football, at least on a high school level. Just something to think about, man, because there's a lot of people hanging around in the gym, go on YouTube, and next thing you know, they work in the corners and telling the fighters what to do. So I don't know, man. I want your input, man. I want to know what you think. I appreciate it if you can tell me something. You know, it's one of the things that, you know, from being in the ring, experience, they say experience is the best teacher. You know, so when you've been in there, you know, when you watch some of the world-class trainers that used to fight before and they come out, man, and you say, wow, because the fighter been in there before, he knows what it's like. He knows the feeling, you know, his trainer trained him and taught him, and so he passing down the knowledge, passing down the experiences that he had. You know, one of the experiences that I was sharing, you know, with one fighter while we was walking in the park, you know, just as something as simple and small as you go back to the corner. You know, when you sit down with that cup on your gut and that cup press against your gut, and that air is difficult to come in because you're sitting down with the cup around and then you're tired, it's hard. But a good trainer who sat down before and who've been there before, when that trainer pulled that cup up off of that gut, and you get that good air, oh my goodness, what a feeling that feels like. Oh man. Now, how do you know how important that is if you never sat in that corner and the coach pulled that cup off your stomach that's pressing up that oxygen, and you don't know because you never sat in that corner on that stool and had somebody pull that cup off your gut. And now you're rejuvenated. I know, man, this is a common topic that been in the minds of people because some fighters are just gifted and talented and they learn. And the coach, he just goes through washing out the mouthpiece, goes out doing what he do. Maybe a cut man, maybe the fighter is just that good that the coach appears to be like he is responsible for it, for winning. I think there's a communication thing where a coach can be a motivational speaker. He can help in motivating. He can help in some things, but really sitting down and coaching experiences, like a lot of things happen in that ring. And when things happen in the ring and you don't know what to do because you ain't been there, it causes a lot of problems, man. It causes a lot of problems. And sometimes we can get lucky and never have to deal with nothing. When we go in the corner, we talk about Devin Haney, man, like his father. To my knowledge, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I don't know of him ever saying anything about being in the ring before he used to be a boxer. Now he's a head trainer of his son, Devin. So long as he win and he's doing good and he's getting fights, he's looking to be trainer of the year, most outstanding trainer of the year. But what do we do if something starts to happen in the ring, like what happened against Garcia? Now you don't know what to do. Now what do we do? Oh, wow, what do I do now? I don't know what to do. We never been here. Again, I know I mentioned Buddy McGirt a lot of times. Buddy McGirt came out of boxing. After he was boxing, he became, trainer of the year a few years in a row. He was, he had Gotti. He had so many different fighters, man. We was like, Buddy, the trainer of the year, because he been there before. Been in the gym, he been in the sweats, he been in the fights, I was happy about Mark, You see some fighters, man. Even Derrick James. Derrick James fought on a national level, Derrick James, I was fighting in the nationals when Derrick James was fighting. We fought in some same national tournaments coming up. So him being in the top corner, he been in the ring. He know what it's like. So it's no surprise that his fighters are on the levels he is because he been there. So what do you think, the boxing world? What do you think? Do you think a trainer can teach a boxer? I'm trying to get away from calling them fighters and call them boxers, and they never been in the ring before. I mean, once your fighter or your boxer, go to Golden Gloves or goes to a national, he's done something you never done. So he's actually more equipped than you. How you training him and teaching him, and you've never experienced it. Something to think about, something to talk about if you're picking a trainer. So what do you think? What do you think? What do you think as fighters or as boxers, do you think that you need a coach that knows how to feel in the ring? Do you think he knows? Do a coach know how you feel when you get punched if he never been punched? Can he say, okay, I'm gonna stop the fight because I looked at him get punched and he looks like he's hurt, or maybe he's hurt, maybe he's not hurt, maybe he can come back from the punch. But maybe a person that knows what being rocked and shook it off and come back is. Maybe the coach that doesn't know might stop it too soon. That's something though, because referees don't know. That's something maybe we learn over the history. Can you be a student of the sport in boxing? Can you be a student of the sport? Can hanging around trainers and hanging in the gym, can you see things that could help you coach somebody to a level? What do I think? What do I think? All right, I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think you can at to a certain point. I think you can get someone to a certain level. You can train them, you can condition them, you can get them in shape, you can motivate them, you can do all the necessary things that coaches do. You can take the mouthpiece, you can put the Vaseline, you can be taught to deal with the cuts. You can have a cut man train you and teach you. Somebody can teach you how to wrap hands. You can wrap hands as a boxing coach. You can learn exercises. You can learn certain things with running and how to be in tip-top shape. And to that certain point, you will be a good trainer. I mean, I guess you're just a student of the sport and you can work with some guys with the heart. But in case, and at normal fights, in normal situations, it's not a problem. But what about in these conditions when things happen? I mean, it's almost like a security guard. He's doing his job. You know, he's sitting there doing nothing until something happens. He doesn't have much to do until something happens. But he's hired to be there in case something's happening. Now, what do we do now? We're in a situation with someone and your fighter got rocked or he gets dropped and he comes back to the corner. What do you do to clear his mind, clear his head, get him back focused, get the oxygen to his lungs, put the cold water on him, get him up? You don't know. You never been rocked before. You never been shook. How does it work for you? How do you help him? How do you help him? How do you inform him and tell him, okay, look, you got rocked. You got legs. Don't stay there. He's throwing punches. You got to move. You got to use the range till your head get right. You got to move out the thing. Why? Because you've been hit before, you've been rocked before, and you know you can't stand there and let the guy throw punches at you because you know what it feels like. But a coach that doesn't know and haven't been rocked and haven't been in the ring and haven't been hurt, he'll get hurt. He'll try to tell you to fight back. Just punch back and try to hit him before he hit you, but you rocked and your mind ain't right and your balance ain't right and your legs ain't right and you sitting there and your coach telling you to punch back hard. Go slug with him. Bang. Punch back. Come on, fight. No, damn it. Sometimes you got to take one knee till your head get right. Sometimes you got to hold him and grab him and hold him until the referee stops and then grab his ass again. But get on your legs, get on your bike, move, get them legs moving, pop a jab and move, get out of the damn ring. Get out of the round. Get to the next round so you can get to the stool and recuperate. But if a coach don't know, he can't even tell you that. He'll keep yelling, fight back, when you should be taking one knee. Getting your head together. Or holding, or moving. This is a very important topic in the sport of boxing. And then we get these trainers. There's a lot of them in the corners. They're making a lot of money. They're in the corner. They sound like they know what it is. Hey, well, my fighter that was running with me in the park yesterday, he made it very clear. That all sounds good until you get punched in the face. Once you get rocked, all that shit go out the window. All that cute shit you learn how to switch your feet and turn the head and all that YouTube shit telling you to do this and do that and move like this. And the YouTube got you thinking you a trainer, thinking you a coach. Well, like I said, there is some circumstances that you could be around. I mean, I guess if a little girl hangs around her father who was a coach and she hangs around her father the whole time that he's coaching somebody and she grows up in the gym, I guess she could learn to be a coach just like her daddy was. or the little boy could be coached just like his father was. Can learn how to hold a pass, can learn how to, you know, do all the things. Very important topic. I don't really understand. Um, I don't really understand, like, uh, you know, I can't say it one way or another because there is circumstances where, um, we got some very successful coaches who coached a lot of world class fighters and good champions that never been in the ring. Can't say that it doesn't work if we have some that never been in the ring, but for the most part, I guess it's the only sport because I thought it was more basketball coaches or football coaches or baseball coaches that actually was the student of the sport and they learned from reading about it. But that wasn't the case. When I did my research, it showed that none of those sports, any head coaches, any of the head coaches, none of them never played the sport that they coach. Can a swimming coach coach a swimming team and never was a swimmer? I just don't think so. I just don't think so. Listen, man, this is Derek Poppy Rollon at Strictly Boxing, man. Please, man, like the channel if you enjoyed it. Yo, if you don't like the channel, hit the thumbs down. However it is. But listen, man, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to it. But most importantly, man, I want to know what your input is on this, man. Can you be a coach and you never played the sport? This is Derek Poppy Rollon at Strictly Boxing.